Most people live their lives in reaction to what happens around them. They wake up, check their phones, respond to emails, scroll through social media, and get pulled into the constant tide of minor emergencies. Each day ends, and they wonder why their life hasn't changed. The truth is, when you focus only on the day-to-day, you sacrifice the long-term vision that gives life its meaning. Designing a life requires stepping back and looking beyond immediate distractions to see the bigger picture. It's about understanding that every small choice, every decision, and every action contributes to a much larger structure, the life you want to create. A long-term vision acts like a compass, guiding your daily choices. Without it, even productive days can feel empty because they lack direction. Imagine a traveler setting out on a journey without a map, choosing roads randomly. Some paths may lead to interesting sights, but many will be wasted miles that don't take them where they truly want to go. In life, focusing solely on today without considering tomorrow is the same as wandering without a map. When you know where you want to go, each action becomes intentional. The long-term vision gives clarity and purpose, turning mundane tasks into meaningful steps toward a goal. It's also important to remember that a long-term vision doesn't have to be rigid. It can evolve as you grow, as circumstances change, and as you learn more about yourself. But the act of creating that vision, deciding what kind of person you want to become, what legacy you want to leave, and what achievements matter most, provides a framework that shapes your daily decisions. Every time you say yes to a task, a commitment, or an opportunity, you can ask yourself, does this align with the life I'm designing? If the answer is yes, you invest your energy wisely. If no, you protect your time and focus for what truly matters. When you consistently apply this mindset, you begin to see the difference between living day by day and building a life. Daily distractions still exist, but they lose their power over you. Your long-term vision becomes a lens through which you evaluate priorities. It teaches patience and discipline because meaningful results are rarely instant. Great achievements, deep relationships, and true fulfillment are rarely built in a single day. They are the accumulation of deliberate actions over years. Living with a long-term vision also strengthens resilience. Challenges, setbacks, and unexpected changes become less intimidating because you know they are part of a bigger plan. Each obstacle is no longer a derailment, but a test, an opportunity to adjust your path while keeping your ultimate destination in mind. By focusing on the long term, you shift from being a passenger of circumstance to being the architect of your life, carefully designing a future that reflects your highest aspirations. Life is not shaped by single moments of brilliance, but by the habits we practice consistently. One extraordinary day cannot compensate for a lifetime of inconsistency, just as one moment of discipline cannot undo years of neglect. The power of habits lies in their compounding effect, the small, seemingly insignificant actions repeated day after day that quietly, invisibly build the architecture of your success. These habits are the invisible forces that define who you become long before the world notices. Consider how nature works. A river doesn't carve a canyon in a day, but with continuous flow, it shapes mountains, valleys, and landscapes. Your actions are no different. Every decision, every routine, and every thought contributes to the life you are constructing. A single day of effort may give temporary satisfaction, but it is the steady repetition of intentional habits that creates lasting transformation. This is why so many people, despite bursts of motivation, fail to achieve their goals. They treat life like a sprint instead of a marathon. The first step in harnessing the power of habits is awareness. Understand what you do repeatedly and why you do it. Identify the actions that move you toward your vision and those that pull you away. Many people overestimate the impact of dramatic changes and underestimate the significance of daily discipline. Reading a page of a book each day, dedicating 30 minutes to skill development, choosing healthy meals consistently, these small actions, repeated without fail, accumulate into remarkable outcomes. Consistency is more important than intensity. It is better to do a simple, manageable action every day than to attempt a monumental effort once and burn out. Habits are the true architects of life because they work quietly, without fanfare. They establish a rhythm that eventually becomes second nature, reducing the friction of decision-making and freeing your mind for higher pursuits. They also create momentum. Once you commit to positive routines, each day reinforces the last, making it easier to continue and harder to stop. Another crucial element is alignment. Habits should not be arbitrary. They must align with your vision and long-term goals. It's not enough to exercise or read if those actions don't lead you closer to the life you are designing. The key is intentionality, choosing habits that are consistent with the person you want to become and the results you wish to achieve. Over time, these aligned habits compound, producing exponential growth in your skills, mindset, and opportunities. Finally, recognize that habits shape character. Your life is a reflection of what you do consistently, not occasionally. Each small, disciplined action builds your identity, strengthens your resilience, and prepares you for greater challenges. When you focus on building habits that compound over time, you are no longer a victim of circumstance or fleeting motivation. Instead, you become a master of your own development, designing a life of purpose and achievement that far exceeds what a single day could ever create. Life is full of choices, but not all choices are created equal. Many people fill their days with tasks that seem urgent, pressing, or necessary, yet contribute very little to their long-term goals. Designing a life requires learning to identify what truly matters and having the courage to focus on it relentlessly. Prioritization is not just about time management, it's about value management. It's deciding where to invest your energy so that it produces the greatest impact on your growth, happiness, and purpose. Too often, people allow themselves to be swept away by the currents of busyness. They respond to every request, check every notification, and say yes to opportunities that look appealing in the moment but do not align with their deeper objectives. In doing so, they sacrifice the time and energy needed for what really matters. Imagine a sculptor working on a masterpiece, but constantly stopping to polish every corner of the studio instead of shaping the sculpture itself. The result may be neat, but the vision remains unfulfilled. Prioritization is the tool that allows you to focus on the sculpture, the work that will stand the test of time. Learning to prioritize also requires courage. It means saying no to distractions, to habits, to people, or even to commitments that do not serve your ultimate goals. Saying no is never easy, especially when you want to please others or avoid conflict, but it is essential if you are serious about designing your life. Every yes has a cost. And every no creates space for what truly matters. By consciously choosing where your energy goes, you reclaim control over your life and move closer to your vision with purpose and clarity. Prioritization is also deeply tied to clarity of values. When you know what you stand for and what you want to achieve, decisions become simpler. You no longer waste time on what is trivial or fleeting. Instead, your focus is on actions that generate meaningful results. It's about distinguishing between activity and productivity, between busyness and progress. The life you design is built on the accumulation of high-value decisions, not the sum of countless minor tasks. Another key aspect is consistency in applying priorities. It is not enough to occasionally focus on what matters. It must become a habitual lens through which every action is evaluated. When you consistently prioritize effectively, you create momentum, build confidence, and reinforce the habits that produce real results. Small, focused efforts compound into achievements that redefine your life over time. Ultimately, prioritizing what truly matters transforms the way you experience life. Days no longer feel chaotic, and energy is not wasted on meaningless tasks. You wake up with intention, work with purpose, and end each day knowing that your actions are in alignment with your vision. Designing a life is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most, relentlessly, and without compromise, so that every step you take leads to lasting growth, fulfillment, and impact. Your most valuable asset is not your job, your bank account, or your possessions. It is yourself. The greatest investment you can make in life is in your own growth, your own knowledge, and your own capabilities. Yet so many people neglect this fact, spending years working for money, fame, or comfort while forgetting to develop the skills, mindset, and wisdom that ultimately determine the quality of their life. Investing in yourself is not a luxury. It is a necessity if you want to design a life that matters. Investing in yourself begins with education. Knowledge is not just information. It is the ability to make better decisions, solve problems, and see opportunities where others see obstacles. Reading books, attending seminars, learning from mentors, and seeking experiences outside your comfort zone expand your perspective and prepare you to face challenges with confidence. Each lesson learned, each skill acquired becomes a building block for the life you are designing. Without continual learning, your life stagnates, no matter how much you achieve in the short term. Beyond knowledge, investing in yourself also means developing your character and emotional intelligence. Your mindset, attitude, and habits shape your interactions, influence, and resilience. Personal development is about becoming the type of person who can handle success gracefully, navigate failures with wisdom, and inspire others along the way. Every effort you make to strengthen your character compounds over time, shaping the trajectory of your life in ways that no external force can replicate. Skill building is another critical aspect of self-investment. The world rewards those who can offer value, solve problems, and create solutions. By continuously improving your abilities, you increase your options, your opportunities, and your confidence. Whether it's professional, skills, creative talents, or interpersonal abilities, mastery is built through consistent effort, deliberate practice, and a commitment to growth. The more capable you become, the more control you have over your circumstances, and the more you can design the life you desire. Investing in yourself also involves caring for your health and energy. A sharp mind and resilient body are essential for sustained performance. Exercise, nutrition, rest, and stress management are not trivial details. They are the foundation that supports every achievement, every goal, and every dream. Neglecting your health is like building a skyscraper on weak soil. No matter how strong the structure seems, it will eventually crumble. Finally, investing in yourself produces a compounding effect that far exceeds monetary returns. Each improvement in knowledge, skill, or character enhances every area of your life. Your decisions become better, your opportunities multiply, and your influence grows. By dedicating time, effort, and resources to becoming the best version of yourself, you create a life of freedom, purpose, and lasting fulfillment. You design your future by shaping yourself today, and the dividends of this investment will be felt for a lifetime. Many people measure success by what they acquire, the titles they earn, or the recognition they receive. Yet true success is far deeper than external achievements. It is measured by growth, impact, and the person you become along the journey. Focusing solely on outcomes can leave you feeling empty, even when you reach your goals. Designing a life means learning to measure success by progress, learning, and contribution rather than fleeting applause or material gain. Growth is the foundation of meaningful success. Every challenge you face, every skill you acquire, and every lesson you learn adds to the person you are becoming. It is not enough to check off goals or collect accolades. What matters is that each step stretches your mind, develops your character, and increases your capacity to achieve more. People who prioritize growth understand that life is a continuous journey of improvement. They celebrate progress over perfection, knowing that small, consistent gains compound into extraordinary results over time. Impact is another measure of true success. Your life is not lived in isolation. It touches others in countless ways, whether you notice it or not. The value you create for others through mentorship, kindness, leadership, or service is what gives your achievements lasting meaning. A life designed for impact is a life that matters beyond personal gain. When you focus on how your actions benefit others, every decision becomes richer, more purposeful, and aligned with a vision far larger than yourself. The person you become is the ultimate reflection of your success. Knowledge, skills, habits, and mindset are the currency of a meaningful life. External results may fade, but character and wisdom endure. Every trial you overcome, every fear you face, and every habit you master shapes the foundation of your identity. The life you design is not about accumulating possessions. It is about accumulating strength, resilience, integrity, and wisdom. True success is living in alignment with your values and principles, even when the world measures you differently. Another key aspect is embracing learning as a continuous process. Mistakes, failures, and setbacks are not signs of weakness. They are opportunities to grow, adapt, and refine your approach. People who measure success by growth see every obstacle as a teacher and every challenge as a chance to expand their potential. They don't fear failure because they understand it as a natural part of designing a life that matters. Finally, shifting your focus from achievement to growth creates a sense of fulfillment that no external reward can match. You begin to see your life as a series of meaningful steps rather than a race to the finish line. Each day becomes an opportunity to grow, to contribute, and to shape the person you are becoming. By measuring success through growth, impact, and personal development, you create a life that is not only productive, but deeply satisfying, a life designed with intention, purpose, and lasting value. Life moves fast, and the world constantly demands our attention. There are always emails to answer, messages to check, tasks to complete, and emergencies that demand immediate action. Yet urgency is not the same as importance. Most people confuse the two, spending their lives reacting to what feels pressing while ignoring what truly matters. Designing a life means learning to act based on your values rather than the relentless pull of urgent demands. It is about creating a life guided by principles, purpose, and vision, instead of one dictated by circumstance or external pressure. Values act as a compass, giving clarity to every decision, every interaction, and every choice. When you know what matters most, urgency loses its grip over you. You are no longer tossed about by the chaos of daily life. Instead, you respond with intention. Decisions are evaluated not by how quickly they need to be made, but by how well they align with your principles and long-term goals. A life designed around values is resilient. It remains steady even in the face of distractions, societal pressure, or unforeseen challenges. Living by values requires discipline. It means saying no to things that are tempting, easy, or superficially important, but ultimately distract you from your purpose. It means resisting the temptation to chase instant gratification, approval, or fleeting trends. Every time you make a choice based on your core values, you strengthen your character, protect your time, and reinforce the trajectory of your life. This discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It turns good intentions into lasting results. Another essential aspect of designing your life around values is clarity. When your values are clear, decision-making becomes simple. You no longer waste energy questioning whether an opportunity, request, or task is worth your time. Your actions are guided by a standard higher than convenience or pressure. This clarity reduces stress, increases focus, and empowers you to prioritize what truly matters. It transforms your days from chaotic and reactive to intentional and purposeful. Aligning life with values also builds integrity and trust, both with yourself and others. People who live by their principles consistently earn respect, create meaningful relationships, and inspire those around them. Your values define the lens through which you view the world, the standards you uphold, and the legacy you leave. Every choice made in alignment with these principles compounds over time, shaping not only your outcomes, but the kind of person you become. Finally, living according to your values allows you to design a life of fulfillment rather than mere busyness. You begin to distinguish between fleeting distractions and enduring significance. Urgent demands may never disappear, But when your life is anchored in values, they no longer control you. Instead, every day, every decision, and every action contributes to a life that is intentional, meaningful, and truly yours. Designing your life around values ensures that the story of your days aligns with the story of your life. Creating a legacy built on purpose, clarity, and integrity.